This is the story of a dangerous spy agent named Tyler Rake, who is completely different from other agents. His job is to enter the most dangerous cities in the world and rescue people alive from the middle of heavy gunfire coming from thousands of enemies. People consider him a walking one-man army. Not a single one of his missions has ever failed. But this time, he was about to get a mission where simply coming back alive would be his biggest challenge. The story begins in a deserted area, where we first see Tyler's boss, Nicole, who comes to assign him the most dangerous mission of his life. She tells him that he has to go to the city of Dhaka in Bangladesh and rescue Ovi, the son of an Indian drug lord who was kidnapped from India a few days ago by people dressed as police and taken to Bangladesh. In return for completing the mission, he would be paid whatever amount he demanded. Without wasting any time, Tyler begins investigating the mission. Soon, he finds out that Ovi has been kidnapped by the biggest gangster in Bangladesh, who wants revenge against his father. As soon as Tyler gets all the details, he heads to Bangladesh without wasting a single moment. Disguised as a dealer's man, he sits by the roadside waiting for the kidnappers. Not far from him, a bearded man is also waiting for Tyler's signal. After a while, Tyler receives a call telling him to go to a nearby laundry shop, but as soon as he reaches there, someone points a gun at his back. Immediately, a van arrives, and the kidnappers blindfold him and force him inside. However, they don't know that all of this is part of Tyler's plan. After some time, Tyler is taken to an abandoned building where the kidnappers point a gun at his head for ransom, but Tyler doesn't even blink. He says he will only pay after seeing the boy alive. Once he confirms that Ovi is safe, he carefully observes the guards and the surroundings. Then he agrees to pay the ransom. As they begin to take him outside, the bearded man suddenly attacks. Taking advantage of the moment, Tyler kills another kidnapper and breaks free from the ropes tied to his hands. The guards still have no idea that their end has arrived. Suddenly, there's a loud knock on the door. As one of the kidnappers moves to open it, Tyler pulls the trigger without hesitation. As soon as he enters the room, he takes down every kidnapper. The sound of gunfire alerts the guards outside, but as they try to grab their weapons, the bearded man hiding outside shoots them down one by one. Meanwhile, inside the building, Tyler continues eliminating the remaining goons. Soon, he runs out of bullets and is forced into hand-to-hand combat. Tyler even picks up a hammer, making it easy for him to defeat the enemies who are no match for him. Within moments, he takes down several goons. Just then, one of them attacks him with a sword, but Tyler grabs a cup from the table and throws it hard at his chest, knocking him unconscious. As another goon tries to get up, Tyler kicks the table into his head, smashing it. Another attacker comes from behind with a gun, but he also fails to stand against Tyler. Just when it seems everything is over, Tyler hears the sound of a gun being loaded behind him. When he turns around, he sees a young boy holding a gun, but Tyler doesn't attack him because he has his own principles. Instead, he takes the gun away and tells the boy to leave immediately. After that, Tyler quickly unties Ovi and tells him to follow him. According to the plan, Tyler escapes the building with Ovi. On the other side, the gangster learns everything about Tyler and immediately orders his men to seal the entire area. It's clear that he knows Tyler's next move, but Tyler, who has been doing this for years, has already anticipated it. He drives Ovi to an abandoned factory, puts on a bulletproof vest, and contacts Nicole using his equipment. He also gives Ovi a bulletproof vest. Then he records a video and sends it to Nicole before starting the next phase of the plan. Tyler takes Ovi toward a river near the forest, where Nicole's team has already prepared a ship. All Tyler has to do is reach the ship with Ovi. But soon, the entire plan is about to fall apart. Nicole suddenly senses something is wrong and tells Tyler to wait. Meanwhile, the people on the ship are waiting for Tyler when suddenly a loud alarm goes off, changing the situation instantly. As Tyler's teammates go down to investigate, a masked man attacks from behind and kills both of them in seconds. The bearded man outside also senses something is wrong and looks through his sniper scope, but the masked man reaches him as well and kills him. Now Tyler is his next target. At the same time, the police track the ship. Nicole immediately informs Tyler. As soon as he hears this, Tyler runs away with Ovi. The masked man spots him and starts firing continuously. Tyler takes cover behind a rock, and at that moment, the masked man removes his mask, revealing that he is actually Saju, a man sent by Ovi's father to rescue him secretly. Saju shouts for Ovi to come to him. Hearing his voice, Ovi recognizes him and starts moving toward him, but Tyler stops him. There are two reasons for this. First, Ovi is now a valuable reward for Tyler, and second, he doesn't want to risk losing the boy he just rescued from death. Without wasting time, Tyler throws a grenade, blurring Saju's vision for a few seconds. Taking advantage of this, Tyler escapes with Ovi and reaches near the factory again. From there, they grab a car and speed away, but after a short distance, two police cars suddenly block their path. Tyler immediately reverses the car, turns it around at high speed, and drives in another direction. At the same time, Saju also arrives, steals a police car, and starts chasing them. him. Seeing an opportunity, Ovi tries to get out of the car and go to Saju, but Tyler stops him and explains that his father had already paid for his rescue, and Saju's sudden appearance indicates something suspicious. He begins to suspect that Ovi's father might have betrayed him and that even the police could be involved with the kidnappers. Following Nicole's instructions, Tyler changes direction and tries to escape, but more and more police vehicles start chasing them, repeatedly crashing into his car. In the chaos, Saju starts firing at the police and takes down several of their vehicles. However, Tyler's situation becomes even worse because the road ahead is already blocked by the police. Now he is completely surrounded from all sides. Finally, he puts the car in reverse and crashes into Saju's vehicle behind him. The sudden impact causes Saju to lose control. On the other side, the police who had arrived ignored everything else and immediately began searching for Tyler. At that moment, they were in a small area filled with narrow alleys, allowing Tyler and Ovi to disappear within seconds. While escaping, Tyler suddenly came face to face with a police officer. Before the officer could react, Tyler struck his neck and killed him instantly, then pulled Ovi behind him for safety. As they moved forward, several more officers appeared, but none of them were strong enough to stop Tyler. He took them all down. However, one officer seized an opportunity and ran toward Ovi, forcing him to flee. Another officer appeared from the front, so Ovi quickly entered a nearby house and escaped through the back door. The officer followed him, but the moment he stepped outside, Tyler shot him dead. They continued moving, but 4 more officers blocked their path. Taking cover, Tyler eliminated them as well. Looking down, he realized they were completely surrounded. Without wasting time, he rushed toward the rooftop with Ovi, but upon reaching the top, he saw helicopters tracking them. They were forced to head back down. As they reached the second floor, Saju suddenly appeared, and a brutal fight broke out between them. They fought intensely and fell from above, but quickly got back up and continued. The people around watched as if this chaos was nothing unusual. Gradually, Tyler began to overpower Saju, until a car suddenly interrupted the moment. Seeing Tyler fall, Saju grabbed a gun and moved in to kill him, but Ovi's scream made him turn back. He saw police officers capturing Ovi, so he killed them immediately and took Ovi with him. But just as he reached a turn, Tyler rammed into him with a truck. He pulled Ovi into the vehicle and sped away, while a helicopter continued chasing them from above. As they approached a bridge, Tyler made a quick decision. He jumped out of the moving truck. Moments later, the truck crashed into a fuel tanker and exploded. The smoke from the explosion blocked the helicopter's vision, allowing Tyler to escape. Soon the colonel learned that they were still alive, and the gangster immediately sent all his men to kill Tyler. Meanwhile, Tyler hid in an old guard room where he treated his injured arm with Ovi's help. At that moment, Nicole called him and revealed the truth. Saju was working for Ovi's father, who now wanted to avoid paying the money. He had sent Saju to retrieve Ovi secretly. She also informed Tyler that the rest of his team had been killed. She advised him to leave Ovi behind and escape alone, but Tyler refused. He was already deeply trapped and couldn't risk a child's life just because of money. Hearing this, Nicole finally agreed to help. She arranged a helicopter 4 kilometers away near a bridge for extraction. That night, Tyler set out with Ovi. He broke into a parked car and was about to start it when suddenly a group of armed attackers appeared in front of him. To his shock, they were just children. Before he could react, they opened fire. Tyler quickly took cover behind the car and threw smoke grenades, as he didn't want to harm them. As they approached, he trapped one in the car door and knocked another down. Despite being armed, the children were no match for him, and he only tried to stop them without killing them. However, they had no intention of sparing him. One of the youngest raised a gun to shoot, but before he could fire, Tyler slapped him and knocked him to the ground. Just then, a government helicopter arrived. Tyler didn't waste a second and escaped with Ovi. While fleeing, they jumped into a dirty canal and somehow managed to survive. For now, they were safe, but danger could return at any moment. At that point, Tyler made a bold decision. He called Saju and proposed working together to get Ovi out of the city. Soon, Saju arrived at the location. Tyler handed him his weapons and shared the helicopter's coordinates. However, they needed to cross 2 barricades to reach it. Tyler decided to create a distraction while Saju would take Ovi ahead. Both agreed. As they reached the first barricade, heavily guarded by soldiers, Tyler launched a direct attack using a grenade launcher. The soldiers' attention shifted entirely to him, leading to an intense firefight. Taking advantage of this, Saju sped past the barricade with the vehicle. Meanwhile, Tyler was still trapped in battle. Soldiers even prepared a rocket launcher, but Tyler kept taking down everyone who came his way. Hearing footsteps on the stairs, he quickly threw a grenade downward. On the other side, Saju had reached the second barricade, but heavy traffic made escape by car impossible. He abandoned the vehicle and moved through the crowd on foot. A soldier noticed him and called out, but Saju ignored him and kept walking. Once he moved slightly away from the crowd, he assessed the situation and quickly formed a plan. The moment Ovi removed his cap, Saju pulled out his gun and launched an attack on the soldiers. The sound of gunfire created chaos everywhere as Saju quickly took cover behind a car with Ovi. Soldiers began advancing rapidly toward them. Saju stepped out and started holding them back, taking down several soldiers one by one. Then, spotting the right moment, he pulled out a grenade and threw it toward them. Using the explosion as cover, he quickly returned to Ovi. Meanwhile, the explosion on the bridge immediately caught the attention of the colonel and the other officers. Without wasting time, they deployed heavily armed special forces via helicopter. Seeing this, Saju told Ovi to hide inside the car and began firing relentlessly at the helicopter. However, he couldn't hold out for long against such heavy firepower and was forced to keep taking cover just to survive. 5 soldiers attacked him simultaneously, but somehow Saju managed to stay alive and took cover behind a truck. Within moments, Special Forces soldiers landed from the helicopter and surrounded him from all sides. Now trapped between the soldiers and Special Forces, Saju had no way out. He immediately called Tyler for help. But Tyler himself was still trapped among enemy soldiers. Suddenly, a heavily armed vehicle stopped in front of him, and the soldiers inside opened fire with machine guns. To survive, Tyler quickly took cover inside a nearby vegetable market. Soon, soldiers got out of the vehicle and began searching for him. But Tyler threw a flash grenade, blinding them temporarily. Seizing the opportunity, he attacked, killing the machine gunner first and then tossing 2 grenades into the vehicle before escaping. Back on the bridge, Saju was on the verge of defeat when suddenly Tyler's boss, Nicole, arrived. Without hesitation, she fired an RPG at the hovering helicopter, bringing it down instantly. At the same time, Tyler reached the second barricade and began taking down the soldiers on the bridge with precise shots. Soon, Tyler located Ovi's position and advanced along the edge of the bridge, eliminating the remaining enemies. Meanwhile, Saju was stuck in the middle of the bridge with only a pistol left. Despite this, he continued to hold off multiple soldiers, preventing them from reaching Ovi. But in the next moment, a sniper's bullet struck him directly in the head, killing him instantly. Now completely alone, Ovi slowly moved toward the bridge, hiding under vehicles whenever he spotted danger. Just then, a helicopter arrived to assist Tyler, but before it could land, the colonel fired a shot that killed the co-pilot instantly. The pilot was forced to pull back. Moments later, the colonel shot down another one of Nicole's men. Realizing the threat, Nicole took cover behind a vehicle and began searching for the sniper, but the colonel had already hidden himself after firing. At the same time, Tyler reached the middle of the bridge. The sniper locked onto him. As Tyler noticed Saju's lifeless body, he didn't realize the danger in time. The moment he stepped into the open, the colonel pulled the trigger, hitting Tyler, who collapsed instantly. The colonel prepared to fire again and finish him off, but suddenly Ovi ran forward and stood in front of Tyler. Seeing Tyler covered in blood, tears filled Ovi's eyes. Because Tyler had become more than just a bodyguard, he had become like a father to him. But Tyler knew this wasn't the time for emotions. Fighting through the pain, he told Ovi to run across the bridge with all his strength. Meanwhile, the colonel waited for another clear shot. At that moment, Nicole finally located the colonel. Tyler gathered his remaining strength and stood up again, risking his life to hold off the approaching soldiers so Ovi could escape. Ovi safely reached Nicole. Just when it seemed everything was over, another shot was fired, but this time it came from the curly-haired boy Tyler had spared earlier. Shocked, Nicole returned fire, forcing the boy to flee. Meanwhile, Tyler staggered toward the edge of the bridge. His wounds had become fatal and his strength was fading fast. His vision blurred and suddenly, he saw a glimpse of his deceased son, the one he couldn't save during a past mission. Seeing Tyler in this condition, Ovi couldn't hold himself back and tried to run toward him, but before he could reach him, Tyler fell straight into the river below. 8 months later, Tyler's boss Nicole entered the gangster's territory alone, and when Asif walked into the bathroom, she seized the moment and eliminated him instantly. And with this, the story comes to an end. Hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like it, and subscribe to the channel for more such videos so you can keep getting the latest and fresh content. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.